Today we are going to look at 10 plus Windows apps. You can check my previous videos on 10 plus macOS apps. And today we are going to look at Windows. Yes, I am using a Mac laptop which has Windows running on Boot Camp. So I want to delete the Windows. But before that, let me tell you of 10 must-have open source completely free apps that you can use. My name is Nahashon and let's jump straight into it. The first software I'm going to mention is called Nanite, whichever way you pronounce it. And what it does is very simple. And especially if you've just formatted your laptop or your computer and you want to install programs. So Nanite, what it does is you can select multiple applications which you want to install at once. For example, in browser, you can select Chrome, Opera, Firefox. Then in security, you can select AVG. You can select Python if you're a dev person. You can select Zoom for messaging, VLC, AIMP, iTunes. You can select Google Earth, ZZip. Under utilities, you can select Terracopy. And what you do after selecting all those applications which you need, you just click Get Your Nanite. It's going to download a simple file which is only like 400 kilobytes. So you save that. When you double click on this to install, it's going to show you all the programs that you had selected, and it's going to install all those programs at once. So you don't have to keep going to different websites to download the programs. So that is number one, called Nanite or Nanite. English is not my native language. Let's jump to number two. Most of the applications that I'm going to talk about are actually found in Nanite, so you can select all of them once and then install them. Number two application which you need always is called Everything. What Everything does is it helps you search for files in your computer. So let's say you want to look for a file which has the number 07. Maybe you just remember the number 07. It's going to show you all the different files with the number 07. On my desktop, there's these called 360 virtual. So let me just write like 360. And from here, I should be able to see it. Here it is, 360 virtual tour pricing guide. It's a PDF and it shows the location. You can right click and open the path. One thing you can also do is you can add different locations for where you want it to index. For example, I have added my external hard disk here. Another thing you can do is also create a keyboard shortcut. For example, in this computer, I can click Command Q. That will be Option Command Q. Then click Apply. Okay. So every time, whenever I'm in any window, then I click Option Command Q. In Windows, that will be Windows Q. You can select anything. It's going to launch everything, and it's usually very fast. Q, then type whatever it is you want, Sumatra, and it will show you all the different files that have that name. Number three, which I also mentioned in the previous video for Mac, is OBS Studio. And OBS Studio is what you're seeing right now. That is the software that I'm using to record my screen. It's usually very straightforward to use and it captures your window. You can also use it to stream games and any other running application in your computer. Number four is Sumatra PDF. And Sumatra PDF is simply an open source PDF application which is an alternative to Adobe Acrobat. It's light and also completely free. So for example, when opening this document, you can just choose a Sumatra PDF and then you can put it as the default. So when you click OK, it is going to open the document in Sumatra. I also like it because it usually remembers the last things which you opened, and the interface is very simple and clean, so you don't have so many distracting things to look at. Number 5 is a music application which I have used for so many years, and it's called AIMP3. It's a very light tool which can play almost any type of audio, and actually even if you drag a video on it, it's going to play it. It has this simple interface, and one thing I like about it is how minimal it is. When you minimize it, that's where it disappears to, and you don't have to look at it. Alternatively, you can also just change the different skins, for example skin. Then you can select the classic skin, choose maybe a different color, apply, okay, and that's it. You can close this and this. Then you can undock this playlist section and drag it, place it to the far left corner. So every time, let's say you're listening to music or you want to skip to the next thing, just click on this icon here and it will open the playlist, and you can add or remove any song you want. So that is number 5. It's called AIMP3. It's one of those tools which if you start using, you'll be using it every day. Moving on, number 6 is free download manager, and I also mentioned this in the previous video for Mac. And free download manager, what I like about it is it downloads any file. Free download manager, or FDM, downloads pretty much anything you throw at it. And the good thing about free download manager is it also supports torrents, so you don't have to have a separate application for torrents. Again, one other thing about it is it's completely free, and you can also use it to download YouTube videos and videos from any other music website, all for free. And in fact, it also supports a YouTube playlist, so you can just add a playlist and it's going to download all that. So this is the website, freedownloadmanager.org. I'm going to link all these websites in the description below, and be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. Number 7, which is also an application I removed, is called LibreOffice. And this is a perfect alternative to Microsoft Office, because Microsoft Office is a paid program, but LibreOffice is completely free and it supports documents from Microsoft and even Google Docs. It's completely open source and free, and it is also available in Mac OS and also Linux. So when you download the suite itself, it comes with all these different LibreOffice for documents and also Excel sheets, among other things. So this is also a completely free application. Again, sorry I haven't installed it. I had removed it because I'm running low on space and I don't try documents that much. Number 8 is 7-Zip, which I've been calling ZZip for the longest time. And 7-Zip is basically an alternative to WinRAR. WinRAR, yes, is free, but it keeps giving you that annoying notification that it has expired and it's time to buy. But with this, it's completely free and open source. It shows up in the context menu, and when you select 7-Zip, it gives you the options to add to archive, compress, and it can also decompress any document. So ZZip, it's a very minimal application which does whatever it does perfectly. Moving on to number 9, which is my favorite browser of choice, and it's called Vivaldi. This is the browser I've been using for the last maybe 2 years now, and it keeps updating and I like it. Here are the screenshot option tools, and it also has this very powerful feature which I use a lot. For example, if I open YouTube, I can add that as a web panel here. So I can do something different. I can be on a different website and have YouTube video playing on this section here, and it doesn't close. So it's a multitasking paradise for people who like doing more than one thing at the same time. It's a perfect tool for people who are using Opera and want to move to something different. So check out Vivaldi instead. I prefer it even to Brave. Number 10 is Revo, an installer. And this is again an application which is very lightweight and free. There's also a paid version, but the free version works just well. And the good thing about Revo, an installer is it helps you to remove any application, and also it removes any we can call it remnant files. They are necessary files which you won't need after uninstalling an application. So if you delete, let's say, what can I remove here? QBTorrent. You can click on uninstall, and after this procedure of uninstalling the program, it's going to scan your computer and see if there's any other unnecessary files which can be removed. If it finds the files, then you can just select them and remove them. So your computer won't have unnecessary files that you don't need. In this case, you can see it has several registry files. So you can just select all, then click next, and then it's going to delete them. If you work from home and your webcam is not that good looking, for example, my webcam is usually very terrible, I can use an application called Droidcam. And what this does is you can connect it to your Android phone over Wi-Fi, USB, or even you can tether your phone's Wi-Fi. And once you connect it, it's going to act as a webcam. This gives you better quality when doing, let's say, any video call. You can also use it, let's say you're streaming to YouTube or any other application. On your phone, download the Droidcam app, and then on your computer, you download the Droidcam client. Lastly, I'm going to mention a program called GIMP. I have also not installed it, again, because I'm removing Windows. Again, this is a completely free application and it's a perfect alternative to Photoshop. You can use it to manipulate images, you can use it to draw, you can use it to create different graphics like posters, banners, anything which actually Photoshop does. Yeah, there you have it. I think those are 11 or 12 applications for Windows. If you have any other suggestions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section. And that has been it for these 10 plus Windows programs. And lastly, we will be looking at Linux programs. Until next time, be safe and see you then.